For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for the first edition of the Gage Bradshaw Show here in 2023. Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's lacrosse coach Gage Bradshaw. And Gage, you guys are getting ready for your 2023 season opener here on Saturday. Talk about the build-up to this season and kind of what it's been like for you guys.
It's been great. We've had more numbers than we've had in the past. A lot of competition, a lot of learning each other. New freshman group coming in, transfers coming in, but it's all been cohesive, right? We're family based. I talked about that last year. It's always stuck with us as our culture and our family, and so the build up to this season's just been incredible. I'm excited to see us compete.
And talking a little bit about last season, you nearly make the GMAC playoffs coming down to the final couple of weeks. As you said, you guys were young, your first year as a head coach. Talk about last season as a whole and kind of what that experience was like for the team.
I think it was an experience for a lot of our guys, right? Guys coming in as freshmen, kind of getting their first college playing minutes. Guys as sophomores taking a step up. I think for us it's a matter of maturity, and I think that's what last year gave us, right? Those growing pains that we needed, those hurdles that we had to overcome, and things that were important for us to grow as a program.
And coming from that year, what do you guys learn from that experience and kind of grow from it this offseason, or how'd you use that as motivation coming into this year?
I think for us, it's a matter of trusting the process, right? We got to be consistent. Consistency is king. You got to be able to come in, day out, and do the job. And I think that's something we learned from last year, right? Again, taking it into this year, we just want to be able to do the job one step at a time, consistently every day.
And looking at your offensive side of the ball, a lot of veterans on that side. Mikey Anderson comes back, Jacob Knippel, Brody Favre. Having those main three top scorers from last year back, how big is that for your offensive approach?
It's huge. It's huge, right? We're able to kind of mix some things up a little bit more than we did last year, add in some new components just because they're so consistent and so confident in their play, having played all 3 years as juniors, all three of them. I think, too, the younger guys have done a good job. The sophomore and freshman class just competing every day, pushing each other. I think it's a group effort, and I think that's what allows those guys to thrive.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's lacrosse coach Gage Bradshaw. And Gage, on the defensive side, you guys lose Matt Anderson in that defensive area, but a lot of veterans coming back as well as some new transfers coming into the mix. Talk about that side of the ball and kind of what you're seeing from them.
Yeah, I think that side of the ball is learning well to play like a unit. I think they're playing together really, really well. I think Matt graduating, was the big question mark, and I think our guys have answered that. Learning how to play together better, talking, communicating, realizing that it's a six-man job and not just one person's job.
And you guys have a heavy home schedule this year, 10 home games throughout the year of your 15. How big is that to be able to kind of play in front of your home fans and be comfortable in your home field?
I think it's huge, right? To be able to sleep in your own bed and stay in your own, dorm, your own housing is great. To wake up maybe a little bit later than normal and, compared to when you'd be traveling, I think is huge. I think it's more about recovery and rest for our guys and being comfortable, going into game day confident. I think playing at home does that for us.
And as you guys get ready for Roberts Wesleyan, talk a little bit about this matchup and kind of how you're preparing for it and what you see from them.
Yeah, they're a tough group. They're an upstate New York school, and I think they're tough. They play that way, very blue collar, and I think we just again have to be consistent, have to run the game plan, have to trust ourselves, right? We got to trust our scheme, trust our plan. We're going to be working hard all week to get ready and make it a good competition and make sure that we can come out with a W.
And finally, talk a little bit about what you're looking for your guys from in this first game. What are you looking for on the field and kind of your keys to victory?
I think it goes back to consistency, right? Being consistent, knowing the game plan, trusting each other. We talk about it all the time throughout the week. Trust is a must, right? You got to trust each other on defense, trust each other on offense so the plan works, and just keep hammering it home.
Thanks, Gage. Good luck this week. Can't wait to see you out there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.